Okay, I'm gonna try and explain this in video format because I was reading through my text and they didn't really make sense, I guess. So, basically, what you need to know is just translocation. What the system is, it's translocation. It's basically just the movement of a simulate from source to sink. Oh, and by the way, if I'm talking too slowly, which I think I will, or if the video is too long, feel free to speed up because I'm a very slow talker. But anyways, yeah, it's a movement from source to sink, and what sources basically are just places where these simulates, or in this case, sucrose and simulate, where they are produced or where they're stored. So like tubers is a good example of a source, and then sinks are basically where they're needed. So they can be like roots or shoots because they're growing and they need nutrients to keep growing. So it's basically just the movement of assimilates from source to sink. And the way this happens is through the system here, translocation. So basically, we start off by sucrose molecules in the source cell. They're being produced by chloroplast and photosynthesis. So these chloroplast, photosynthesis and respiration, whatever happening in this cell, and it produces sucrose. So this sucrose is in the source at the moment in the leaf cell, and basically this system here is the phloem. It includes this companion cell and then the sieve tube elements. I'll go into a bit more detail. So right now, the sucrose are in here in the source cell, so they need to move into the companion cell. And the way this happens is through the phospholipid bilayer between the companion cell and the source, which is right here. So I'm gonna try and draw it out. I can't promise that'll be good though. So right now you have phospholipid bilayer, and you have a H plus channel here, and then you also after like a few more phospholipids, I'm gonna try and shrink this. Yeah, again, I would recommend speeding this up because it's taking too long. But yeah, um, that and then you also have this channel protein. I always love drawing it as a battery. I don't know why, but you also have a channel protein. So obviously you've got your phospholipid bilayer. So what I've drawn here is basically just this. The cell membrane between the companion cell and the source cell. So this is the companion cell this side, companion, and this is the source. I should ideally say cell, but cell. Sorry, excuse my handwriting. So source cell, companion cell. Basically, in the companion cell, there's a lot of H plus ions just roaming around. Don't ask me why I'm not a PhD student. I'm only an A-level student. But yeah, there's loads of H plus ions in the companion cell side, and obviously all the sucrose molecules are in the source cell where they've just been produced or are being stored. And basically, um, what happens is these H plus ions they move through the this channel here, this hydrogen pump, H plus pump, um, and obviously this is active transport because this is in high concentration to low concentration. So obviously it requires a hydrolysis of ATP, which produces ADP plus a phosphate. This obviously produces energy, but so this energy allows active transport to happen through this channel protein here. Um, and now you have lots of H plus with the sucrose, and this is in the source. Now these H plus have a tendency to move back because now these are in lower concentration. And the way in which sucrose is also transported, so obviously now you've got loads of H plus here. The way sucrose is also transported is through co-transport with the H plus. So the H plus obviously wants to move back into this area, the companion cell. So it goes through this protein, um, co-transporter protein. This is going to be facilitated diffusion, obviously, because it's moving down the concentration gradient. So it brings along the sucrose with it, and this is why it's known as co-transport. So now all of a sudden you've got a bit of what do you say? Sucrose here in the companion cell. So I'm gonna roll this out now. Um, so basically, like the first objective is completed. You've got your sucrose in the companion cell, which is obviously what you wanted. And basically, between the phloem sieve tube element, which is here, and the companion cell, which is here, there are little gaps between them, known as plasmodesmata. You can probably see them here. Yeah, plasmodesmata right here. There are gaps between the cell membranes which allow these to communicate is the word they say in the textbooks. But they're basically gaps to allow like things to just travel through the membrane without any nonsense. So it's going to move by diffusion through the plasmodesmata into the phloem sieve tube element, which is here. So now all of a sudden you've got a ton of sucrose here, but obviously now this increases the water potential here. So for low water potential, I'm gonna use purple. I think that's bad actually. I'm gonna use green for low water potential. I should know what am I doing. Um, what the hell? Yeah, I'll use green for low water potential. So all of a sudden there's a low water potential here. So water from surrounding tissues and the xylem. It's not just the xylem, by the way, it is surrounding tissues, but it's mainly from the xylem. Xylem will move in by osmosis into the area of low water potential, because it's osmosis. Moves through from area of high water potential to low water potential through partially permeable membrane. So now this has a level amount of water potential. It's not net zero, it can never be net zero, but it's stable basically. But because you've added water now to this phloem sieve tube element, you have what's known as hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure. You have high hydrostatic pressure. Why is this so thick? I don't know. High hydrostatic pressure in this part. And basically, you can see that the sucrose is also in this water, so it will dissolve. Um, yeah, so the sucrose will dissolve in the water, but you've also got this high hydrostatic pressure. And you can see over here, in these elements, which have end walls for mass flow, they don't have any water, so they have you guessed it, low hydrostatic pressure. So like any law of movement, something will always move from an area of high something to low something, um, naturally, conventionally. Obviously, without energy. If it was energy, then it'd be opposite. That's an active movement. This is passive. So this hydrostatic pressure is high here and low here. So assimilates move. Sorry, this water solution moves from an area of high hydrostatic pressure to an area of low hydrostatic pressure. So it's going to move down, and this continues until it reaches the companion cell, which is connected to the sink, in which unloading takes place, and your assimilates here will move back into the companion cell here through through the plasmodesmata, sorry. And depending on how much sucrose is in here already, sucrose will move by usually facilitated diffusion, but it can be active transport as well, because you don't know how much sucrose is in here already, but it's still in need in sucrose because it's a growing organ of the plant. So translocation. Let me know if you want to ask something, because I know it's confusing. It took me a while to get it as well. Oh, and also because now you've lost the assimilates here, like the assimilates of from here have already moved, so now all of a sudden you don't really have much of them. This lowers the water potential here. Sorry, increases the water potential here. So sorry, I did say I was going to use blue for high water potential. So this is high water potential here. So it needs to move back into the xylem to lower the water potential here, and make it stable. So yeah, that's all really. Yeah, translocation. Boom.